Hello students, today we are going to solve few more problems on interest. This is the last lecture of commercial arithmetic and today we are going to complete this chapter. Okay. Find the simple interest on rupees 2276 for 2 years 6 months at 12.5% per annum. Okay. So this is simple interest. So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Principal is 2276. N is 2 years 6 months and R is 12.5%. N is 2 years 6 months means 2 years is 24 months. So 24 plus 6 would be 30. So 30 divided by 12. Right? So 24 months plus 6 months. So N is equal to 24 months plus 6 months, which is 30 months. Okay. So P is 2276 into 30 months. So 30 divided by 12 into R. R is 12.5%. So 12.5 upon 100. So 2276 into 30 divided by 12 into 12.5%. So 12.5 divided by 100. It comes to 711.25. So interest is rupees 711.25. Let's solve the next problem. If simple interest on a certain sum is 360, okay, 360 is the simple interest for 2 years. So N is equal to 2 at 6% per annum. So R is 6%. Find the sum. So you are supposed to find the principal. So simple interest formula is equal to P into N into R. Interest, you know, it is 360. P you are supposed to find out. N is 2 years. So into 2. R is 6%. So 6 divided by 100. So P is equal to 360 into 100 divide by 2 into 6. 2 into 6 is 12. Right? 2 ones are 2 threes are. Sorry, 12 ones are 12 threes are. So 30 into 100, which is 3000. So principal is equal to 3000. Right? Next problem. A person deposited 6,200 on June 20th, 2018. So amount deposit is 6,200, which is your principal. Date is given. It amounted to 6,250. So this is your amount on 1st September 2018. So period, that is N is from 20th June to 1st September at the rate of simple interest. Find the rate of interest. You are supposed to find R. Okay. So N period is from 20th June to 1st September. 20th June 2018 to 1st September 2018. Let's count number of days. Okay. In the month of June, how many days are there in the month of June? Total 30 days, but from 20 June to 30 June. So that is 10 days. Right? So June 10 days plus July in the month of July there are 31 days, August 31 days, and September 1 day. So total number of days will be 10 plus 31 plus 31 plus 1. So 62, 63, 73. So 73 days. So n is equal to 73 days. Right? Principal and amount you have. Right? So simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. So 6,250 minus 6,200. So simple interest is 50 rupees. Right? You are supposed to find R. So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Simple interest is 50. Is equal to P you don't know, N is 73 days. So 73 upon 365. Okay. And R you don't, oh P you know, it is 6,200. Sorry. P is 6,200. P is 6,200. You don't know R. Right? So R is equal to 50 into 365 upon 6,200 into 73. Okay. So 50 into 365 divide by 6,200 into 73. Divide by 6,200 divide by 73. Divide by 73. Oops, wait. Wait, just a second. 50 into 365. 50 into 365. Okay. It is 18,200. Divide by 6,200. It comes to, I think some mistake I have done. Okay, fine. Yeah, R you are finding, no? Divide by, okay, 6,200. Divide by 73. Divide by 73. Okay. So it comes to 0.0403. 0.0403. Okay. So, or 4.03%. Okay. Let's see the next problem. At what rate of simple interest will rupees 800 amount to rupees 836 in 9 months? Again, you are supposed to find R. This is simple interest. P is given as 800. A is given as 836. So, simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. Amount is 836. Principal is 800. So, interest is 36. Okay. So, simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Excuse me. P is 800. Simple interest is 36. N is 9 months. So, 9 upon 12. And you are supposed to find R. So, R is equal to 36 into 12 divided by 800 into 9. (36 into 12 divided by 800 divided by 9). So, it comes to 6%. 0.06. or 6%. Okay. Next question. In what time will a sum rupees 2000 amount to 2240 at the rate 4% per annum simple interest? Okay. In this you are supposed to find out n, that is period. Okay. So in what time the sum 2000, this is the principal, amounts to 2240, this is your amount. Rate of interest is 4%. You are supposed to find n. Okay. So simple interest is equal to amount minus principal, 2240 minus 2000. So simple interest is rupees 240, right? Simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Simple interest is 240. Principal is 2000. N you don't know. R is 4%, so 4 upon 100. Okay. So N is equal to 240 divided by 20 into 4. So 20 into 4 is 80. 80, right? So 0 0 I can cut. 4 2s are 4 6 are 2 1s are 2 3s are. So N is equal to 3 years. Okay. Next question. In what period will rupees 750 amount to 975 at 5% per annum? Find the simple interest. Similar question, right? So simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. Amount is 975 minus 750. So simple interest is 225, right? So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Simple interest is 225. Principal is 750. N you don't know. Rate of interest is 5%. So N is equal to 225 multiplied by 10 divided by 75 into 5. 1s are 2s are. So 225 into 2 divided by 75. 2, oops, sorry. That's advertisement. Okay. What was the amount? 225 into 2 divided by 75. 225 into 2 divided by 75. It comes to 6 years. Okay. Now let's solve the next problem. In what time will rupees 800 amount to 896 at 6% per annum simple interest? Okay. So similar question. Simple interest is equal to A minus P. A is 896, P is 800. So 896 minus 800 is rupees 96. Rupees 96. So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. So 96 is equal to 800 into N you don't know, 6%, 6 upon 100. So N is equal to 96 upon 8 into 6. Let's calculate this. 96 divide by 8 divide by 6. It comes to 2. So 2 years. Okay. Let's see the next problem. Find compound interest on 2,560 for 3 years at 8% per annum. Okay. You're supposed to find compound interest. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r raised to n. Right? So principal is 2560. 1 plus 0.08 raised to n is 3 years. So 2560 1.08 raised to 3. Okay, let's calculate this. 1.08 raised to 3. So into is equal to multiplied by 2560. 2560. It comes to 3224.86. 3224.86. 86, yeah. So this is the amount, but find compound interest. You are supposed to find compound interest. Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. Amount is 3224.86 minus principal, which is 2560. Subtract 2560 minus 2560. Subtract the principal. It comes to 664.86. 664.86. Okay. Next problem. Mrs. Sheila borrowed 30,000 for 6 years. Calculate compound interest at 12% per annum. Reckoned quarterly. Okay. So it is compounded quarterly. So that means D is equal to 4. Okay. Because it is compounded 4 times in a year. So that's why D is equal to 4. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon D raised to Dn. Principal is 30,000. 1 plus R. R is 12%. So 0.12 upon D. D is 6 years. No, sorry, D is 4. N is 6. D is 4. Okay. Raised to Dn. So 4 into 6. So okay. So 30,000 into 1.03 raised to 6 into 4 is 24. Right. So 0.12 divided by 4 will come to 0.06. No, 0.03 plus 1. So 1.03. Okay. So let's calculate this. 1.03 raised to 24 multiplied by 30,000. Okay. 1.03 raised to 24. So into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. Multiplied by 30,000. So it comes to 60,983.82. 60,983.82. Okay, I would like to check the answer again. I might make a calculation mistake. We'll check the answer again. Okay, 1.03 raised to 24. 1.03 raised to 24. So into and is equal to, you will press 23 times. So I'll start with 2. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, multiplied by 30,000. So 60,983.82. 60,983.82. Okay, so amount is 60,983.82. You are supposed to find out, Miss Sheila borrowed 30,000. Calculate compound interest. Okay, calculate compound interest. So compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. So 60,983.82 minus 30,000. So 30,983.82. This is the compound interest. Okay, let's solve the next problem. Find the difference between simple interest and compound interest on 5,000 for 5 years, charging half yearly at 6% per annum. Okay, you are supposed to find simple interest and you are supposed to find compound interest. POUND it is. Okay, compound interest on 5,000 for 5 years, charging half yearly at 6% per annum. Okay, find simple interest and compound interest, then difference. So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Principal is 5,000, N is 5 years, and rate of interest is 6%, so 6 upon 100. So 50 into 5 into 6. 50 into 5 into 6. So simple interest is 1,500. Now let's find compound interest. Compound interest, charging half yearly. So charging half yearly means compounded half yearly. Compounded half yearly means D is equal to 2. Compounded twice in a year. So D is equal to 2. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon D raised to Dn. Principal is 5,000, 1 plus R. R is 6%, so 0.06. D is 2 raised to Dn. D is 2 and N is 5. So 5,000 into 1.03 upon 10. Okay. So 1.03 raised to 10. So into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Multiplied by what was the principal? Principal 5,000. Multiplied by 5,000. 6,719.58. 6,719.58. This is the amount, but you don't want amount, you want compound interest. Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. 6,719.58 minus 5,000, which is 1,719.58. Right? You know the simple interest, you know compound interest. You are supposed to find the difference. Find the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So difference is equal to compound interest minus simple interest. Compound interest is 1719.58. Simple interest is 1,500. So 219.58. So difference between simple interest and compound interest is 219.58. Okay. Let's solve the next problem. Find the difference between simple interest and compound interest for 3 years at 5% per annum on rupees 12,000, interest being charged half yearly. Similar, same question. Only the amounts are different, that's it. So simple interest is equal to P into N into R. Principal is 12,000. N is 3 years. R is 5%. So 120 into 3 into 5. 120 into 3 into 5. It comes to 1,800. So rupees 1,800. Compound interest. Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. Amount is P into 1 plus R by D raised to Dn minus P. So P, you bring it in a bracket, you put it out. Okay, so in the bracket 1 plus R by D raised to Dn minus 1. So you solve this, you will get compound interest. Principal is, how much was the principal? 12,000, sorry. Principal is 12,000, right? 1 plus R. Rate of interest is 5%, so 0.05 upon D. It is compounded half yearly. So D is equal to 2. Okay, raised to Dn. So 2 into N is 3 minus 1. So 12,000 in the bracket 1.025, correct? Raised to 6 minus 1. Okay, so 1.025 raised to 6 minus 1. 1.025 raised to 6, so into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 1. You will get this multiplied by the principal. Principal is 12,000, right? Yeah. Into 12,000. It comes to 1916.32. 1916.32. So compound interest is 1916.32 and simple interest is 1,800. So difference is compound interest minus simple interest. Compound interest is 1916.32 minus 1,800. Compound interest will always be higher, right? 116.32. So difference is 116.32. Let's solve the next problem. Varying rate of interest. Okay. So when interest is varying, in that case, the formula, there is a slight change. It is actually very simple. Okay. Now find the compound interest on 3,550 in 3 years if the rate of interest is 5% for first year, 6% on second year and 7% on third year. Okay, before solving this question, okay, when I say the formula, okay, find the compound interest for 4 years, okay, for 4 years, okay, and suppose the principal is 10,000. 10,000 for 4 years, rate of interest is suppose 10%, okay. This is my example. So what you do, and you are supposed to find out amount. So what you do, amount is equal to principal into 1 plus R raised to N, right? So that is 10,000, 1 plus 0.10 raised to N. N is 4 years, so raised to 4. So 1 plus 0.10 raised to 4. That means you are multiplying this, whatever is in the bracket, 4 times. Okay, because you want interest for 4 years. So, which is 10,000 into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1, right? So, because 10% you are charged for 4 years, you do raised to 4. That means you are multiplying that 10% 4 times, right? So, with this logic, this is interest for first year, interest for second year, for third year, and for fourth year. Okay, with this you will apply the formula. Okay, so find the compound interest on 3,550 in 3 years, but rate of interest is different. So for first year it is 5%, second year it is 6%, third year it is 7%. So in the brackets also the rate will change. Every time the rate will change. In this case, in my example, the rate was not changing, so I did raised to 4. Right? So same interest was multiplied 4 times. So in this case, okay, because the rate of interest is changing, so that's why the formula would be A is equal to P into 1 plus R1, because it is rate 1, okay, upon N1 into 1 plus R2 upon N2, 1 plus, not upon, sorry, raised to, sorry. A is equal to P into 1 plus R1 raised to N1, 1 plus R2 raised to N2, and 1 plus R3 raised to N3, and so on. This formula you will apply and solve. Now in this case, for the first year, that means only for 1 year, interest is 5%. So that means if R1 is 5%, N1 is 1. Why it is 1? Because 5% is only for 1 year. Okay, 6% is only for 1 year. Second year it is 6%. So R2 is 6% and N2 is also 1 in this case, because for second year it is charged only once, right? 6% is only for 1 year. So N2 is also 1 year, for 1 year. And third year it is 7%. So 7%, this is your R3. Okay. So amount is equal to, principal is 3,550, 1 plus R1. So R1 is 5%. So plus 0.05 raised to N1. N1 is for how many years? The interest is 5%, only for 1 year. So raised to 1. Okay. Second year it is 6%. So 1 plus 0.06, again raised to 1, because N2 is also 1. And 1 plus R3 raised to N3. So 1 plus 0.07, because third year it is 7%. So raised to 1. So amount is equal to 3,550 into 1.05 multiplied by 1.06 multiplied by 1.07. Okay. So 3550 into 1.05 into 1.06 into 1.07. It comes to 4,227.73. 4,227.73. So this is the amount. Find the compound interest, but compound interest is asked. So compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. So 4,227.73 minus 3,550 minus 3550 677.73 677.73. So compound interest is 677.73. Okay. Let's see the next problem. This is the last problem of this chapter. A man borrowed 4,500 for 9 years. Okay, so total years is 9 years at compound interest. If the rate of interest is 4% per annum for first 2 years. Okay, so R1 is 4%. R1 is 4%. Okay, and it is for 2 years. So that means N1 is 2. 4.5% per annum for next 3 years. So R2 is 4.5% for next 3 years. So R3 is equal to 3. And 5% per annum for last 4 years. So R3 is 5%. Okay. This is your R3. Okay. For last 4 years, that means N3 is 4. Okay. So a man borrowed 4,500. This is your 4,500 is your principal. You are supposed to find how much does he repay at the end of 9 years. That means you are supposed to find amount he has to repay, principal plus interest he has to repay. So amount you are supposed to find. So amount is equal to P into 1 plus R1 raised to N1, 1 plus R2 raised to N2, 1 plus R3 raised to N3. Okay, so principal is 4,500. 1 plus R1. R1 is 4%. So 0.04 raised to N1. It is charged for 2 years. So N1 is 2. 1 plus R2. So R2 is 4.5%. That means 0.045 raised to N2 for 3 years. So into 3 raised to 3. And 1 plus R3. R3 is 5%. So 0.05. Okay, raised to N3. N3 is 4 years. So 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 9 years. Okay, that is this total 9 years. Okay. Now 4,500 into 1.04 raised to 2 into 1.045 raised to 3 into 1.05 raised to 4. 4,500. Let's see what is 1.04 raised to 2. I'll keep 4 decimals. Always keep 4 decimals. 1.04 raised to 2. So into is equal to. So it is 1.0816. 1.0816. Correct? So 1.045 raised to 3. Okay. 1.045 raised to 3. So into is equal to is equal to. So it is 1.1412. 1.1412. Okay. You are keeping 4 decimals. 1.1412. Okay. Next 1.05 raised to 4. 1.05 raised to 4. So into is equal to is equal to is equal to. So it comes to 1.2155. 1.2155. Multiply these amounts. $4,500 multiplied by 1.0816 1.0816 multiplied by 1.1412 multiplied by 1.2155 1.2155. So amount is 6751.43. 6751.43, and this is asked 6751.43. 6751.43. Okay, how much does he repay at the end of 9 years? So he has to repay 6751.43 after 9 years. Okay, and by this we complete this chapter. Thank you very much.